Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Devil's Digest postgame show following Arizona State's 42-21 victory here in Stillwater over Oklahoma State. This marks ASU's 6th win of the season, first Big 12 road win of the season, and clinches bowl eligibility for the Sun Devils for the first time since 2021. As always, my name is Justin Lestertosa. That's publisher Hode Urbino. And Hode, coming into this game, one of the biggest keys for Arizona State was overcoming those road woes, obviously against Texas Tech and then against Cincinnati. But this was clearly a much different performance from the Sun Devils. Kenny Dillingham even said that arguably the most well-rounded performance from ASU this entire season. What'd you like out of the Sun Devils?
Yeah, look, I mean, full disclosure, I said in our preview, I want ASU to prove to me and probably to many others that they can play as well on the road as they do at home, and they definitely did that and really did that in spades. I thought just having really a strong start on both sides of the ball really did help Arizona State quite a bit. I just felt that there was the energy and the focus that you did want to see from ASU. They didn't play a clean first half, but I think they played well enough to have some momentum going into the second half. And here we go again, familiar territory for Arizona State, a lengthy weather delay. Last year in the season opener against Southern Utah was 2.5 hours. Tonight in Stillwater it was nearly 3 hours just because of some massive lightning strikes that were happening here in the Stillwater area. And you really wondered how both teams are going to come out of the second half, because ASU only had a slim 21-14 lead at halftime. But give kudos to Arizona State. They really came with the same energy, same focus. Kenny Dillingham said he was very impressed from what he saw from their demeanor of the players and the coaches at halftime. So, you know, as much as we talk about the culture and the vibe of this team being so different than years past, and really just being a very, very effective mental mindset that really puts the coaches and the players in, I think tonight was an excellent example of that, because again, a near 3-hour delay. And you're on the road. There's no telling how you can come out in the rest of the game. And Arizona State definitely played as well as it did in the second half as it did in the first half. A really impressive road win for Arizona State. And it's only fitting that the best well-rounded performance of the year also nets some bowl eligibility. That's not the goal for the Sun Devils, but definitely a major goal that was achieved tonight.
2 weeks ago in Cincinnati, the Bearcats lit up the scoreboard early in that first half, 24 points. In this game, Oklahoma State didn't even reach that margin, only scored 21 in this game. So, obviously, ASU's defense coming up with some key takeaways and really stepping up in this regard. What did you like out of ASU's defense?
Yeah, I think they had an excellent game plan against Ollie Gordon, the star running back for Oklahoma State. And we talked in our preview that even though he scored 8 touchdowns this season, he only averaged 71 yards a game. So this really is a down year for somebody who was a Doc Walk Award winner last year. Tonight, Ollie Gordon just 25 yards on 11 rushes. So really, ASU being able to shut down the running game completely was really key. Obviously, when you shut down somebody's running game, you expect maybe the passing game to step up. But Alan Bowman, the quarterback, did struggle quite a bit. 17 out of 30, just 175 yards passing. Did have one interception by cornerback Javon Robinson. And Javon Robinson was kind of an interesting storyline. I thought that he did play well to begin the game. But if you recall, he did have a shoulder injury that did not allow him to finish the game at Cincinnati. It looked like he did re-aggravate that shoulder injury because the Cincinnati passing game was picking on him time and time again. So in the second half, Terrence Welch comes off the bench, and there you can see the depth that ASU has as a cornerback. Terrence Welch not only had 4 tackles, but had 4 pass breakups. So when you have an Oklahoma State offense, which we talked about even in the struggling year, is pretty potent. They still were not able to do much at all in the passing game. Definitely not able to compensate for the struggles they had in the run game. And the defense is just forcing 4 punts in the second half. I think that was absolutely huge, because again, it looked like in that first drive in the second half that maybe Oklahoma State offense was getting some momentum, and you started to wonder that maybe that weather delay was affecting ASU more than Oklahoma State. But you have to give credit to defensive coordinator Brian Ward and that ASU defense. That's an absolute clinic tonight, and the fact that they're able, not to take really that many punches in the first half like they have in other road games, but in the second half just absolutely have an unbelievable performance, I think was absolutely key in gaining the first Big 12 road win of the year.
Yeah, and 42 points for Arizona State, and obviously coming out of that longer break with the weather delay, really lit up the scoreboard and really executed when the defense got them the ball. Obviously, Sam Levitt was back for this one. Kyson Brown got more involved. What did you see out of ASU's offense to really get those 42 points?
Hey, you know what? I'll actually start with Kyson Brown because since you mentioned him, we wanted to see running back by committee. We wanted to see running backs that do practice well be rewarded and to lessen the workload on Cam Scadaboo. So why not start with Kyson Brown? Had 15 carries for 63 yards, scored 2 touchdowns. So I think it was great to see somebody else but Cam Scadaboo really get some significant carries tonight. But look, Cam Scadaboo is Cam Scadaboo. Cam's going to do Cam. Just an unbelievable performance yet again. 274 all-purpose yards, 3 touchdowns. He already has 3 Big 12 Offensive Players of the Week awards. I have a feeling that come Monday, he's definitely going to notch his 4th. I mean, what else can you say about a player that each and every Saturday, everybody in the stadium knows who's going to get the ball early and often, who is going to be the absolute focal point of the Sun Devil offense, and nobody, including Oklahoma State, is able to do anything about that. And look, I mean, in fairness, I mean, we talked a lot about Oklahoma State's defense really struggling quite a bit coming into tonight. Definitely the bigger culprit of this team, who is now on a 6-game losing streak, still seeking their Big 12 first win of the year. But you got to give the ASU offense just as much credit. I think they really simplified a lot of their game plan. I loved how they did involve tight end Shimon Mateer early and often in the game when obviously Oklahoma State was quite occupied in stopping Cam Scadaboo in the running game. And the return of Sam Levitt, we thought it was going to make a difference. I didn't think it was going to make this much of a difference. Just really impressive numbers. 20 of 28, 304 yards passing, three passing touchdowns. His first 300-yard game, whether it's in Michigan State uniform or in an ASU uniform. So I think just when he had just an absolute balanced effort between the offense and the defense, and we talked about that as one of our keys for the game. ASU for the first time eclipses the 500 yards of offensive yard mark for the year. Again, against one of the worst defenses in the Big 12, maybe that's something that you think was going to happen anyway. But nonetheless, I think that you have to tip your hat to offensive coordinator Marcus Arroyo and the ASU offense. Executed a great game plan, and when you have your QB1 back there behind center, good things should happen. That's exactly what happened at Stillwater tonight.
Well, Hode, ASU's going bowling, and for a lot of people, that's exceeding expectations. But Cam Scadaboo and the entire team has mentioned that their goals lie way ahead of that, and it's more than just making a bowl game. And ASU next up on the schedule is UCF, a team that tonight beat U of A by a score of 56-12. Yes, you heard that right. UCF coming to town, a huge win that not a lot of people expected. What do you expect out of that matchup, and how do you think ASU could sort of ride this momentum throughout the rest of the season?
Yeah, look, I mean, for Arizona State, yes, they're coming in with quite a bit of momentum. But like you said, you look at the UCF score, and I'm sure when ASU fans saw that, it put a smile on their face. I'm not saying that a minute later you should say, ASU is actually playing this team next week. But to keep in mind that the Golden Knights are definitely coming in with their own momentum into Sun Devil Stadium. So I think if ASU can handle success, and I think it's something that they've showed for the most part this year, it's a game that I think is definitely winnable. And I feel that Kenny Dillingham calling for the ASU fans to really show support and to have a sellout because this team deserves your support. And those are the words of Kenny Dillingham. I think there's definitely something to it. We talked about the stretch of November, but definitely being a very, very challenging one. Having 5 games in the last month of the season, that's something that doesn't really happen often, not only to ASU but to any team out there in college football. So to begin this crucial month on the right foot, I think that's really, really huge for the Sun Devils. I think that really if they just keep their game plans pretty simple on offense and on defense, but be complex at the right times, not really get too cute. I think that's something that can definitely help. I'll be remiss if I don't mention special teams because I know that was a huge topic of discussion since the Cincinnati game and all throughout the bye week. Parker Lewis for the first time was a field goal kicker. He did miss one from 47 yards. I know it's not comforting that it was a longish field goal, but you just hope that this is one factor that can really be remedied sooner rather for later. you really hope this is one aspect that can be remedied for the Sun Devils sooner rather than later. I thought Canyon Floyd had a so-so game punting the ball, just averaging 40 yards. So really, I'm not saying there's nothing to fix on offense or defense, but I still think there is a lot of things that need to be fixed on special teams. You never know where you're going to be in that close game, and you're going to need the special teams to help you. We saw that earlier this year at Mississippi State, where Aaron Hershey was 3 for 3 in field goals. So in a game that absolutely those 3 field goals made the difference. You don't know if that's going to happen again this year, but if it does happen, I think special teams really have to step up. But maybe that's a little wet blanket on what has been a great night for the Sun Devils. On offense, on defense, really most complete game for both of those units. It's really just one of those issues. If it's not broken, don't fix it. Really come with the same attitude, with the same game plan, more or less. Obviously, you need to make adjustments to your opponent. But nonetheless, I think ASU right now is in really good momentum out of the bye week, and let's see if they can continue it for the rest of the month of November. It's going to be challenging again. You can laugh and smile until your face hurts to see what UCF did to Arizona, but this is the same UCF team that's going to come to Sun Devil Stadium a week from today. So ASU is definitely going to have to be at their best to win this game too.
Arizona State improves to 6-2 on the season, now riding momentum back into Mountain America Stadium, where they'll be hosting UCF next week. To catch all the coverage surrounding ASU football, go to DevilsDigest.com. Follow Devils Digest on Twitter @DevilsDigest. We'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks for watching.